What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode. I am loving doing the pods. This is my third one, guys. Can you even believe it? And before I continue, I know it's that month. Happy International Women's, I'm going to say just month, okay? Because last week I had quite a few events, which were amazing. And obviously my favorite one, I went to a Mint Velvet event. And they had sheerlax in there. And as you know, if you know anything about me, you know I love sheerlax, okay? The pod, the show, Georgie, get me on there. I'm ready and waiting, okay? Hodge, I'm waiting. However, that being said, I want to talk about this week and what we're going to be covering, because I do some things. Before I even tell you that, let me share something. Most people that know me, you know I'm kind of chill. I don't have too much drama, and when things go left, as they say, I'm very quick to kind of take a couple of steps back, reevaluate what I want to do, and then move forward. Now, a lot of my friends will ask me, have asked me in the past, what is it do I do that kind of gets me to this space? First of all, I won't lie. I am not one of those people that gets in a panic when things go wrong, okay? But I do get stressed out, or I used to get stressed out. Nowadays, I think experience in life has showed me that I have survived. I haven't died. I haven't stopped being resilient. In fact, if anything's kind of happened, is I've become better and better at dealing with things when they go really bad, and I've just taken care of myself. And I want to share, let me look up what I want to share. I want to share a couple of things that I do, and I call them high maintenance habits that keep me low maintenance when things go wrong. So you may want to have to adopt some of these things. And the first thing I'm going to start with is one thing that most people just I don't know if they don't think about, or it's not in their conversation, is therapy, okay? Now, I know you're probably going to say to me, I don't need therapy, Judith, I'm fine. If you're saying that, you probably need therapy straight away, okay? Because you're probably not that self-aware straight away, okay? So therapy is one of those things that I do that keep me low maintenance, because one thing people do is when they start to think about therapy, they wait to be in a state of panic, or they're falling apart. And then they think, right, now I need therapy because I'm falling apart. I can't cope with anything. I don't know what to do next. I need to go and see my therapist. And I'm telling you now that is not the right way to do therapy. You need to do therapy the same way you need a first aid kit, okay? The kit has to be ready, okay? You need to know what's inside the kit to know how to use it. You don't wait till you cut yourself to start building the first aid kit. And it's the same thing with therapy. When you're feeling okay and when you're doing fine, you need to start doing therapy then. Why, you ask me? Because when you're feeling fine, you can deal with the backlog or the history that makes you sabotage yourself when you're doing fine. Because sometimes we think we're okay, but life is kind of stuck. Then it gets unstuck a little bit. Or maybe there's specific areas in your life that maybe they never go well. Or you always have an issue in this one particular area. If you go to therapy and talk about it there, you might find that just unraveling that one part is going to help you fix other parts of your life. So don't wait till you're falling apart to go to therapy. Okay, do it when you're feeling great, when you've got the money, when you are, not thinking about your trauma. Go to therapy then and unravel it then. So that's one thing that I do. The other thing that I do is that I have a mentor. Okay. Now, a lot of people will say to me, Judith, mentor, more money. I haven't got money to waste or to pay someone. Mentors are an investment, first of all, okay? And if you don't have money, there's also mentors that are free, okay? I am involved with a particular charity, and I mentor a lot of young women, and they don't pay me anything, okay? But they have the luxury of spending time with me and hearing about experience that I've had from running multiple £1 million businesses, from just life experiences, from me being a coach, therapist, from me now doing this podcast. I'm sure I'll I'll have stories after. Look, I've only done 3 and I have so many stories to tell you from just the 3 that I've done. So if you're at point 0 and wanting to start a podcast, I already have some information that I can give you. So get a mentor. A mentor is someone that's going to help you when you get stuck in life, in business, in relationships, okay? One of the best mentors is maybe someone who doesn't really know you personally, okay? You want someone who is far removed from your personal life so that they are able to see you holistically, because sometimes when you get a mentor that really knows you, knows your family, knows what you're like, they might have some preconceived biases or ideas or judgments about you because they already know kind of what you're like. But if you see someone who doesn't know you, they might just see you as a individual and just literally straight shooting ideas. Okay, they won't think, oh, you're a bit slow at X, Y, and Z, or you don't do X, Y, Z really well, and then start, trying to fit the idea into who you are. Sometimes it works having a mentor that really knows you, because then they can tell you exactly what the issue is and how you can get out of that situation. It's up to you, I think. But I always find a mentor, particularly in like business or things that are really not personal things. I mean, business is personal. Who am I kidding, right? But things that are not really personal, a mentor is really, really, really good asset to have. All right. The other thing that you have to have is strategic networks, okay? Most people are not connected, into the industry they're in, or the type of friend groups they want. And let me tell you something. When you're going to networking events, or you're joining a mastermind so that you can have the network, or you're joining a membership group, however way you're doing it, you don't have to just be in the group of people that are doing the same thing as you, think like you, work in the same industry. You don't need those people that are in the same group, because they might be connected to somebody else who knows somebody else that can connect you to the thing that you want. Okay. So don't be sometimes so, like I used to think when I have, when I'm in a membership or a mastermind, I need to be with people who are, they're into personal development, they're into self-improvement, they're into running their businesses, so entrepreneurs, or they've been in sales for years and years and years, or, they're people type of people. Sometimes you're like with introverts and you're like extrovert and you're like, these people just don't talk. I now get involved. In fact, I go out of my way to get involved with people that are not necessarily in the same niche, because I know sometimes that kind of, their way of thinking is so different from mine, and I can pick on some of the things that they know. And also, different perspectives will help you grow as a person. So connect with people. If if you're passionate about the thing that you want to do and you want to be with that group of people, perfect, go for it. Because I know some groups I'm in are, they do trading, and that's not really my industry, but I'm in that group of traders because it's interesting to see how they think, how they resolve problems, how they connect each other in the same industries, how they do things. But I also have, my group of entrepreneur people, but also my personal development people, because I am obsessed with self-improvement. If you know anything about me, self-improvement is a residue of my my life. If someone had to write a story, it would be around personal development, and maybe what else would it be? And maybe how to present yourself. That may be the story of my life. The other thing that you need, high maintenance thing that you need to be doing to stay low maintenance, is an accountability buddy. Okay? Someone who holds you accountable to things that you said you were going to do. Why? Because most of the time, it's not information that we don't have. It's not knowing where to find that information. Like, we all know how to lose weight. We all know how to start a business now with the internet, the way it's expanding. We all know what we need to do to have a mental fitness mindset. We all know how to have a type of mindset that's going to get you somewhere. We all know sort of how to get information or how to be resilient. It's when you have to do the thing that you need to do to get to where you need to be going, that becomes the problem. So most of us, you, me, everyone in the studio, we need an accountability person who we tell I was going to say our secrets. No, don't tell them your secrets. Tell them your goals, okay? And tell them when you need to be hitting these goals by, and then get them to hold you accountable. Now, the best person to hold you accountable is someone who is already doing, or who's done or is wanting to do the same thing that you're doing, so that they're holding you accountable. They know the struggles, they know the stresses, they know where you want to go, and they know what you need so that they can push you forward. So get yourself an accountability person. Don't get them to be like your bestie, right? You know, your friends, it's like, oh, I'm so tired today. You know what my week was like. I don't want to do anything. And they're like, yeah, I get you. You deserve a rest. No, that's not the accountability partner you want, okay? You want an accountability partner that is going to say, hey, get off your ass and get to work, because these people are the ones that are going to help us moving forward, which is why I do not have, and I am just sharing my secrets. I think I should stop right there, because I was going to share something. Maybe I should just share it. You already know gym is not my thing, okay? I used to have a trainer, and I had to get rid of them, because you know what? Because they were on my case the whole time when I didn't want to. And because I was not really that committed, I was like, you got to go, mate, because you're like in my business, and I don't want that kind of accountability, because I'm not that dedicated to losing weight or staying fit. Now I'm just doing my own thing, but I do really need them back. So this is what you need when you're serious. Clearly, I'm not serious with my going to the gym, getting fit, because I think I can, when I do my walk or I go for my Zumba, I'm satisfied with that. And there is no real goal that I want to achieve for myself when it comes to weight goals. It is what it is. Like, I'm happy with how I am. But when it comes to like money goals or relationship goals or other goals that I have high value, so maybe that's a measure for you. If you have high value on something, then you need to get an accountability person, because they're going to get you there. And ideally, if you're that serious, get an accountability coach that you pay money, like my PT guy that I no longer have, because I don't want to pay him, because I'm wasting my money because I'm not doing what they say. Get someone who you're going to feel a bit of a pinch when you don't do what you said you were going to do, because I always had to pay this person money, whether I was going to show up or not, and I did not want to waste my money. And they were not cheap either. It's not like they were 20 quid or 40 quid an hour. They were like more than that. And I'm not wasting my hard-earned cash. So get yourself an accountability person, especially if you're like 2025 is going to be my year of success. It's going to be the year. And you don't want to be doing this every year. Before I got my accountability person, I used to say this every year. This is my year. This is my year, this is my year. And then the years were just passing by, and I wasn't having any goals smashed any year. I was just having the same year every year. So get yourself an accountability person. Yeah, it's a high maintenance thing, but it's going to keep you low maintenance, because when you're smashing your goals, you're feeling good about yourself. You're getting paid, whatever you're getting paid, because you're doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Your motivation, your energy, you're inspiring other people around you. So it comes with a lot of perks, okay? The other thing I want to talk about is around, I put it down as a scheduling time away. Now, the reason I say this is because most of us don't take time to recuperate, to relax, to have a pause in our lives, okay? We have days off, but the days off, if your days off are anything like mine, they're filled with things that I need to be doing that I haven't done because I've been working, okay? You need a time out, like an intentional pause. And this is what I mean when I say schedule time away. You need an intentional pause where you're like, okay, today I'm doing 0. I'm going to sit on my balcony and watch people walk by. Or I'm going to go to the beach and just sit there and watch the sea or just dive into the sea, or you're going to go away to, I don't know, whatever it is that you like to do, a little retreat for yourself where you can pause and have a moment, or you're going to go away with your loved one and just like enjoy life for a bit, or whatever it is. But it needs to be an intentional pause away from your work and anything that gives you stress. And I'm including work as in gives us stress because it is work, okay? We all get a bit of stress from work because we have goals and we have deadlines and all the other things that we have with work. So intentional pauses are super important. And if you're going to say to me that you are too busy for an intentional pause, you need it the most, because clearly you're not giving yourself enough pauses to like value yourself enough to think that I need this pause. If you have babies and you're like, Judith, I am a mama, I cannot leave my child alone, I'm going to say, get your family involved, okay? They say it takes a village. One person can babysit for you for a couple of hours, and you can have an intentional pause for a few hours. Go to the library, read a book, wherever your bookstore is, go there, have an intentional pause for a couple of hours. Even in a coffee shop, just go there and just sit and just listen to yourself and listen to the noise that's coming in through your brain and start to analyze that and work on that and just have an intentional pause. You deserve an intentional pause. I don't care how busy you are, because when you don't have intentional pauses, this is what creates anxiety and stress in our lives. So take an intentional pause. Okay? The other thing I'm going to say is like a body thing. Okay, some high maintenance things that I do to stay low maintenance is having time out to go for a massage or something, go to a spa or something. Okay, you have one body, take care of it. Okay, get a massage, get a facial, get something. Okay, when people say to me, they do not want to do things like this for their bodies, or they don't have time to do this, I'm like, you have one body, okay? Look after it. Make it feel nice. Your body takes you everywhere. When you're stressed, it's carrying all of that stress. Having a little massage is not going to break the bank, okay? Have a tiny, even if it's like those 20-minute head massages or a foot one, okay? But have a little time out to take care of your body. Give it that love, give it that energy, do something for it so that it's not neglected. Because I know there's one thing that we do, we just keep running and the body is just neglected. So have a little time out, okay? Get a little massage in, go into a spa, do something for your body, okay? This is specifically for your body, okay? You're doing something for it. You're thanking your body, because it's there for you the whole time. It's there for you for stresses. It's there for you when you're happy. You're out with it, dancing, all those years, I don't know, however old you are, it's carried you that whole time. So look after your body and just say thank you to it. Something I do when I go to the gym or when I finish my Zumba classes, I always give myself like a big hug after the session. And I just say to my body, like, thank you for doing that gym session with me, because I've just been running around with it and I'm jumping everywhere and I'm moving it however. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you for like carrying me the whole way. I'm like appreciative of it. So do something for that body, even if it's just like give yourself a hug sometimes. Because sometimes, life gets tough and we just need to like be like, we're going to be fine. We are going to be fine. And so the last two, this one is kind of interesting because I think a lot of people get played when they assume that what you look like externally doesn't matter. And I want to say to you, the way that you show up for yourself externally, the way you take care of yourself tells you about you, right? Because if you don't take care of yourself, who is going to take care of you? Okay. And let me tell you what happens. Like when you step into any room, The first 3 seconds, the thing that the people notice and connect the most with you, and they decide whether they want to engage with you and how they're going to engage with you, is how they see you present yourself. Okay. So don't get played and be like, oh, you're just going to show up however you want to show up, because life is not like that, unfortunately. And as much as we want it to be that way, it just isn't. Okay. So look after yourself, and present yourself in a way that you feel proud, and you're not trying to hide yourself or do things and make you're uncomfortable by the way that you look. Do what you can do with what you have. Okay, because then you're going to show up in that energy, people are going to feel that energy, and then you're going to move 10 steps forward or 10 steps back, or you're going to stay exactly where you are. And with that said, find things that you love and amplify those. Okay, so what I mean by that, if you are like a ring person, like I love my rings. Okay, so I always kind of wear my rings. Those are my thing. When I have these, I'm like, yeah, I can show my hands all day. Okay, I like my nails done. I'm going to show my hands all day. Okay, whatever your thing is. So your thing might be, makeup. It could be handbags, that you love your handbag. It could be shoes. It could be tailored clothing. It could be hair, whatever it is. Like, find that one thing that you can invest in that makes you feel amazing. That when you look at yourself, you're like, God damn, like you are way too fine. Like, where did you come from? Right? When you get to that space, then you know you're cooking on gas, because when you show up into spaces, that's the energy that people pick up on. You know, when people say like, oh, I like that person, there's just something about them, I don't know what it is. That's what it is. They've just put in the work on the thing that they love the most, that you may not know what it is, but they know what it is. That's why they're showing up in that energy. So high maintenance thing to keep you low maintenance, find your thing. Nails, hair, tailored clothes, shoes, whatever, rings, whatever, and make that thing work it to the bone, and then show up in that energy. So why don't you tell me some of your high maintenance things that you do to keep yourself low maintenance in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Now, remember, if you ain't following, it's the London Mentalist, okay? Instagram, everywhere, London Mentalist, okay? Follow us, and also like and subscribe. We are on YouTube now. We're growing there, okay? So share the podcast, and we will see you next week for the next episode. All right, take care. Have a good week.